7:44. Welcome back, everyone. Jury selection is underway in the Lindsay Clancy murder trial, with 12 of the 18 required jurors now seated. Clancy is accused of killing her 3 children in their Massachusetts home back in 2023, with prosecutors saying the act was planned.
However, Clancy's defense attorneys argue she was suffering from postpartum depression and a severe psychotic break brought on by over-medication, making her not criminally responsible. The defense is also asking the judge to limit testimony from first responders, saying repetitive accounts could prejudice the jury. Now, the latest update that we have is that they need to see one more person for this jury.
Okay, and so that coming in this morning, bringing this idea to the top here, Chief Legal Analyst Khalifa Rose joining us. And Khalifa, I want to talk about this. Two kind of different things with this topic. It's not so much about innocence, guilty, pleading insanity. We can talk about that in a minute. But what we were talking about earlier is this, how difficult it's been to try to find jurors because of the emotional situation that these jurors are barely making it through the questioning process. And they start crying and dealing with their own anxieties. How difficult is that to find jurors that aren't going to be impacted by the details?
Extremely. Let's be clear. Anytime you're trying to put a jury together to impanel it and you have to talk about the loss of life, death at all, it's going to be hard. When folks start hearing the facts, the emotions are going to come in. We are human beings. And so if it's children involved, even more so. I mean, I remember sometimes looking and listening, because I'm always watching the jurors if we're making selections, and you can see, okay, they're not going to make it, and so the judge, any judge that I've ever been in front of that's doing this process will go out of their way to at least allow them to go through that moment, but still see, okay, is this person able to sit on this jury? Can they be fair and impartial? Are they able to put any bias aside that they may have or bring to the table? Are they able to follow law as given to them, instructed by the judge? And if they can do that, even if they are emotional, they'll still be impaneled. The problem with a lot of the emotional component is sometimes it's just uncontrollable. I mean, if the tears are flowing down while you're talking, I mean, you're probably not listening to the other side because you're dealing with something, reflecting on something maybe that's connected to that type of case. And so you're trying to avoid those situations, but just crying alone doesn't remove you or discredit you or stop you from serving on the jury, but it definitely makes it hard.
So talking about this defense, right? Obviously, this is a tragedy and horrific on so many levels. There are gaps in the healthcare system when it comes to postpartum care. This, though, is this woman, her lawyers say, saw many doctors, right? She even spent several days at a psychiatric hospital before this. So we know that medical malpractice and suing and blaming medical professionals is extremely hard, but do they have a case here because of the amount of time she was seen?
You're all over it. I mean, and so a couple things. This case won't come down to how this happened. It will be why. Do we have intent or do we have some type of postpartum? And it's not postpartum depression because there's no psychosis, which is a total difference. That is a smaller percentage. There will be extreme similarities between the two. They'll have a lot of similar features, but the difference between the psychosis and the depression is the psychosis, there's this disconnection from reality, and that's going to be crucial to this aspect. In terms of do they have a case, obviously the family is suing some of the medical professionals. I mean, that's going to be a battle of experts. Just like in this trial, you'll have experts that will come in and testify about the limits and how that psychosis would have impacted her during this event. What I can say is during the trial, it's going to be the same way. You're going to say, did the medical professionals use the proper standard of care? Were they checking the medical charts to recognize that the medication she was being given maybe had a negative impact on some of the other medication that she was given? I mean, she was a medical professional herself as a nurse. And so there's so many different layers on here. I mean, when you're looking at this case, you added additional hurdle when adding a civil complaint to this.
Kind of personal question here. Can practicing attorneys be on a jury? I've never really thought about that. And as a father and an attorney, do attorneys make good jurors?
Two parts. Yes, they can easily be on there, but oftentimes they're not. I mean, I've had a couple members of my juries that were attorneys, but they may be a criminal case, but they were like a tax attorney, someone that was extremely disconnected from this type of practice. I'm okay with that type of person being in there. Why? Because they're going to bring a logical, analytical reasoning to this thought process. They'll understand the law, and that will be fine.
They can separate the emotion.
Right, they can separate the emotion. They can listen to the facts. They can follow what the judge is saying. So those are the types of things that I want someone like that, especially when I'm having something as complex as this type of psychosis as a defense.
All right, so again, we need one more jury member to be seated, and then the trial will continue. Khalif, thank you.
Queen City News Plus. Just search Queen City News on your smart TV's app store.